Hey, 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 welcome back. Thanks for tuning in to Fitness and Nutrition with me, Coach Adam here. I'm back. We got part four of our common nutrition questions series. So we're finishing up our list of questions. If you've been listening in the past few weeks, I really hope you've learned some new information. And if this is your first time tuning in, first of all, thank you and welcome. If you'd like to catch up on the rest of the series, I really encourage you to check them out after the episode. There's 16 questions total. They're not in any particular order, so it doesn't matter if you listen to this first and go back. All right. So if you really want to, please go back, take a listen. I really think you'll get something out of it. Just a couple of reminders, you guys. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Coach Adamir, so you can stay in touch with me. I post workout videos. I'll post motivational quotes, inspirational quotes, as well as nutritional information. Follow me there, stay in touch. And if you like this episode, please share it with anyone who you think will get some value out of it, maybe learn something from it, introduce them to a different type of subject. And if you do, please tag me. It'll help me out. I'll share it as well. And then also, please subscribe to the podcast so that you can always get alerts when there's a new episode. I'll be releasing episodes weekly, so if you want to follow along, just subscribe. You'll be alerted every time, okay? So we have 4 more questions here in our nutritional mini-series. That'll wrap it up for us. It's part 4, so let's get going. Question number 13. How much cardio should I be doing for weight loss? Every day? Every other? Since cardio burns fat, should I increase the frequency? All right, you guys. Cardio is a very popular subject and also an annoying subject. I know that. I'm biased when it comes to cardio. I'm not a huge fan of it. Honestly, I don't like running very much, but it's got to be done, right? So there also seems to be a lot of confusion and different perspectives around it. So I'll try to simplify this without making it seem like I know all the answers. This is based off my experience as a coach, working with athletes, working with general population. I know it works with the clients I've worked with, so I'd say give it a try. And don't take my bias around cardio, because if you like it, great, more power to you. All right. So my workout programs, they're structured around they're structured around strength and conditioning. I definitely emphasize the strength portion a lot to increase power, to increase output, just to increase strength overall. But I do also add some cardio elements to it so that we do get our heart rate up, we get our calories burning, we burn more fat effectively while also comboing it with strength. It definitely is a more efficient workout and it's a lot more effective. Now, cardio workouts don't have to be just running or stairmaster, elliptical, jump rope, swimming, things like that. Those are the most common ones and probably the ones that a lot of people don't like as much. And I get it. I don't like running either, so it's okay, all right? But there's different types of exercises that we can do that can elevate our heart rate and effectively give us the same result, all right? Increase our calorie burn. It's best to elevate your heart rate as much as you can and then bring it down so that you can burn the most calories possible. I definitely recommend adding bursts of high intensity cardio work. And this can be anything from med ball slams, battle ropes, box jumps, any plyo work like jumping, split squats, ice skaters, jump rope, high knees, jumping jacks, anything like that will elevate that heart rate. You do it for like 30 seconds to a minute, that'll bring your heart rate up. You rest for 30 seconds and then you do it again, all right? Now, when you pair this with strength training, you definitely get the most benefit from the exercises because you're exhausting your energy systems. So if you do strength training beforehand and then you jump into some cardio, your energy system has already been depleted. So now it has to find energy from another source, which if it's going to dig deeper, it's going to find the next available source, which is your body fat levels or your body fat stores. All right, so the more energy you expend, the more calories you need to burn, the more energy your body needs, and it's going to get it from your fat stores. All right, so what I recommend if you're going to add cardio to your regimen, or if you already do a lot of cardio but maybe want to switch it up a little bit, I definitely recommend doing 3 times a week of strength training while adding 2 times a week of some cardiovascular training, sprint intervals, swimming, the
other exercises I listed before, the slams, the ropes, jumps. If you don't have certain tools at home or at your gym, you can get creative, right? If you don't need tools for everything, like I said, high knees, jumping jacks, bounds, split jumps, jump squats, things like that are easily done with body weight and no tools are gonna bring your heart rate up and not be so difficult for you to do, whether you're at home or at a gym. All right. Um, the one thing you want to stay away from when adding cardio is steady state cardio. Now, what that means is what you probably see a lot of at the gym, people getting on the treadmill 45 minutes to an hour and just walking, right? Your heart's not doing anything besides just maintaining, and you're not really exerting or exhausting too much energy, so it's almost pointless. Sorry. The best way to burn fat, elevate your heart rate, rest to bring it down, do some more work to bring it back up again. The more your heart has to work, the more calories you're going to burn. All right? Question number 14. Sweet potatoes versus white potatoes. The age old question. Which one is better? Which one is worse? So, this I think is a little bit of a nutritional debate fueled by misinformation, a lot of the superfood obsession, carbohydrate phobias, the misinformation of 20, 30 years ago when carbs were bad, fat was bad, things like that. There's been a lot of research now, so we know a lot more. Um, I think they both deserve a place in your diet, so I'm gonna tell you a little bit about why. All right, there's a lot about potatoes that's right and wrong, and it's kind of hard to differentiate what's exaggerated, what's true, what's good for you, what's not good for you. A lot of people will say white potatoes should be avoided due to their high glycemic index, so avoid them because it'll spike your insulin levels. Others say sweet potatoes are a vitamin superfood, so they're better than white potatoes. And then the carb haters or carb shamers, I guess, will tell you they're too high in carbs, and then they'll mess with, again, your insulin and cause weight gain. So a lot of confusion, right? Some are good, some are bad. It's a little bit of both on each of the potato debate side, I guess you can say. Um, what I am going to say is that for me personally, I think all of that is wrong. I don't think you should exclude a certain type of potato because there's so much nutritional value in potatoes that isn't talked about, right? We most people talk about just the carbohydrate part of it and how it's starchy and how it can cause weight gain. But if you really balance it out properly and more most importantly cook it properly, then you're going to be adding quality nutrients to your diet. It's going to help you feel full and it's going to add a lot of flavor to the meal. What's most important again is how they're cooked, right? Baked or roasted is going to be the best way to go. You can boil them as well. That's obviously going to keep them whole and keep that nutritional value in it. Obviously, if we eat potatoes in the form of french fries, definitely not the way to go. I know. I'm sorry. I love fries just as much as the next person. So I would say if you're going to have it, just moderation. All right. Please don't overdo it with it. Sometimes we may feel deprived. I know I feel deprived sometimes. I don't eat fries all the time. So every once in a while, if we order food somewhere, if we go out to eat, I'll order fries. Another thing you can do, make fries at home. You can, if you have an air fryer, you can air fry them. If you have I mean, hopefully you have an oven. Throw them in the oven, season them right. They're really good home cooked and keeps the nutritional value, and you're not cooking in extra fatty oils, right? That's gonna pull all that nutrients out. All right, so eat potatoes often, cook them properly, and I promise you'll get as much nutritional value out of them, and you won't gain weight. Okay, promise. All right, question 15. I get this, I don't want to say a lot, but often. So I want to cover this and give everyone a little bit of overview on it, a little bit of information. There's a lot of quick home workouts on YouTube and Instagram that I see. Is it worth it to do them since there are only 20 to 30 minutes, or is an hour going to be the best option for you? So, yes and no, all right? And it's not as simple as 20 to 30 minutes is enough or an hour is better. When it comes to these online videos or purchase workout programs that you see online, they're great. The length of the workout isn't as important as the intensity and effort of it, right? So I tell a lot of people it doesn't matter what exercise you're doing, how long it is. If you're putting in intention, if you're making an effort, if you're working hard, then it's going to be effective. And it doesn't matter if it's 20 to 30 minutes, an hour and a half. If you're like me, yes, you're probably going to go an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. That's just me. Well, maybe not just me, but you know what I'm saying. Anyways, you don't have to do a full hour, right? I always tell people some movement is better than no movement. 20 to 30 minutes is better than 0 minutes, right? So the best option is just to do a workout. Doesn't matter how long it takes you. Just do it, right? The best thing that's going to help you if you're looking to lose weight by taking these not classes, by taking these workouts or doing these workouts at home is your calorie deficit, right? So I think I mentioned this last week in our questions last week. Your calorie deficit is what's going to help you lose weight and burn fat. If you normally consume 2,500 calories in a day and you're trying to lose weight, then you need to reduce your caloric intake in order for that output to give us the results we're looking for. So if you're at 2,500 and you need to lose weight, it's as simple as adjusting to 2,000 calories, right? Now you're already in a caloric deficit. Your body's already, in a sense, deprived of these calories. You work out for 20, 30 minutes. You burn 200 to 300 calories. Now you have an adjusted input of 1,700 calories. All right, so you get a little room to play with there, but at that point, you got to be smart with what you consume to cover those calories. Don't go eat a burger. Don't go eat ice cream, right? Or French fries. Reach for a snack, some vegetables, some handful of nuts, maybe trail mix, a protein shake, fruits, anything like that, to be mindful of not going over your 2,000 calories. Okay, so it's not the length of the workout, it's the intensity of the workout, it's the effort, and it's the caloric input. All right, it's also your diet. That's going to be the most important. All right, last question. We're almost there. Question number 16. I've heard good and bad things about drinking fruit smoothies for breakfast. Is it okay to have one every day? I hear this question so much. Fruit smoothies are so popular, of course. They're simple, they're quick, they're portable, basically. You can just grab and go, right? It's easier than eating breakfast, easier than eating lunch, it's easier than sitting down and eating something if we don't have time. So fruit smoothies have become very popular. And I understand why people may have questions about fruit smoothies because there's so much information about it being right or wrong that we can't tell what's right for us. So that being said, that's actually the most important aspect of it, is if it's right for you, right? See what works for you and go with that. Like I've said before, what may work for me is not going to work for you, or it will. It just depends on your physiology and how your body responds to everything that you give to it. All right. The one thing about fruit smoothies is that there's so much valuable nutrition in them because of the fruit, because of the veggies we may add, the seeds, or the healthy fats that we may add to it to make it so nutritional. If it's made the right way and if you plan it properly. The best way is to make it at home. All right. Some store-bought smoothies have added sugars and flavors that aren't really present in fresh fruit, so then you're getting a lot of artificial ingredients and you're not getting a lot of the nutritional ingredients that you would if you made it at home. All right, some I've seen even come out to 800 to 1,000 calories in a smoothie. That's nuts, you guys. That shouldn't be that much in one meal, essentially. All right, and then you got about 60 to 80 grams of sugar per smoothie. Again, too much, and it's artificial sugar. When it comes to artificial sugar and fruit sugar, I'm gonna pick fruit sugar. All right, so there's several different things to consider when making fruit smoothies, so that you don't end up ingesting a giant sugar bomb and raising your insulin levels, and then not even getting the vitamins and minerals that you need. All right, so there's a couple things here I want you to consider when making your own smoothies, or even if you have to go buy one at the store, considering the ingredient list when you see it, so that you can make the right decision for yourself. Okay, so first, choose your fruit wisely. All right, start with fresh fruit. Anything that you like that you want to add to your smoothie that's fresh, add it. Apples, bananas, berries. Citrus has a lot of good natural sweetness to it that can go a long way to make sure that you're not feeling like you're drinking or eating something so bland, right? Dates and figs are also a great option that I've noticed for natural sweetness. You don't really taste them in that sense, you just get that sweetness out of it. Okay, so give it a shot. Go to your local farmer's market or grocery store and find them, and then add like maybe a handful, maybe not a handful, maybe like 2 or 3 to your smoothie, and see how that goes. Okay. And if you can't find the fresh fruit, it's hard to find it. Buy it frozen. All right. There, I know that the frozen section has bags of mixed berries and bananas and things like that that you can just use. And frozen fruit actually makes the smoothie a lot thicker, and give it that coolness, right, without adding ice. Um, and then I wouldn't really add fruit juices to your smoothie because you already have fruit in there. I know a lot of like smoothie stores or smoothie store, is that what it's called? Whatever. Smoothie places have they add juice to their smoothies, so that's just adding extra sugar without any nutrients. All right. They've been drained of their dietary fiber at that point, so you're not really getting anything out of it. All right. And then avoid juice blends or like juice cocktails or nectars because again they have added sugar, mainly added corn syrup, which we all know is not good for us. All right, second one, add vegetables. Mix vegetables in there. All right, you're not gonna taste them, so that's the best part about smoothies is that you can add vegetables into that smoothie that you don't like eating, and then you can drink it without tasting it in that sense, right? You get that just that sweetness of it, and then you get all the nutrients. So leafy greens are a good addition, kale, collard, stuff like that. But sometimes that bitter taste does come out. So I would suggest going with like cucumbers, fresh spinach, or if you want something a little more fresh, light, and peppery, try watercress or arugula. Beets and carrots are also really good because they have a lot of sweetness and then give it that nice color with loads of fiber and nutrients. All right. And then also a cool little trick you can try, handful of frozen cauliflower works like ice, and it also adds almost zero flavor with plenty of nutrients. Okay. All right, number 3, watch your additives. A lot of people add frozen yogurt, not frozen yogurt, I'm sorry. Yeah, actually frozen yogurt. They will add frozen yogurt. Ice cream. Now you're just making a milkshake, right? I know you want to flavor it, and that's fine. I get it. And if you want a chocolatey flavor or something like that, try cacao powder or cacao bits. That's just basically natural chocolate that you can add to your smoothie to give it some of that flavor without the added sugar. All right, and it also provides a dose of fiber and magnesium. 12 calories per tablespoon. You're getting nutrients and you're getting sweetness. All right. You can also use flavored protein powder of your choice to add some thickness and richness. Plus, it'll add protein, obviously, and then a little bit of carb and fat depending on what type of protein you're using. If you're using plant-based protein, like pea protein, hemp protein, sunflower, you're going to get some healthy fat with it too. Okay. You can also add a combination of flax seeds, chia seeds, hemp seeds. That'll make your smoothie feel more like a meal because it's going to give you that fiber, the fattiness, that carbohydrate to give you that full feeling, but also have the healthy fats and added protein. You can add almonds, hazelnuts, cashews, peanuts, nut butter, coconut butter. Add it to the smoothie. Don't use too much, especially coconuts or coconut butter, because coconut oil or butter, because it has a little bit more fat to it, but it's definitely a good addition. Just use it sparingly, and it's going to help you again feel full. All right, that's the point of a smoothie, is to feel full so that you don't grab another meal 30 minutes later. And if you're going to use the protein powders and things like that, just carefully read your labels so you know what you're consuming and you're not ingesting additional carbohydrates or additional sugars. I've seen some protein powders add sugar, so just be careful with that. Be mindful when you're shopping so that when you do come time to make a smoothie, you're not adding sugar to it. All right. Number 4, flavor without sweetness. It's really tempting to make a smoothie taste better by adding honey, adding some sugar, agave, maple syrup, things like that, but those are just simple sources of sugar that your body's going to absorb as fat. All right, so you don't want to do that. You want to start to train your palate and your tongue to get its sweetness from the fresh fruit. I promise you, if you add fresh fruit to it, you add frozen fruit to it, it's going to be sweet. All right. Another trick to avoid using sugar to flavor the smoothie, add a little bit of cinnamon. I use cinnamon a lot in oatmeal, my protein powders, things like that. It really helps add a little bit of that sweetness without that added sugar. And then if you want to be a little more health conscious, add some ginger, turmeric, a dash of cayenne. That'll kind of help you get off the sweet stuff by adding a little bit of dose of spice. All right. And then last one, number 5, tame your serving size. All right. I always talk about moderation, and it's easy when it comes to, not easy, but it's a little more difficult when it comes to meals because, you know, it's food, it's delicious. You want to keep eating. But when it comes to a smoothie, you can easily measure that in a cup. When you make it, you can measure it out, right? Don't fill your blender with more ingredients that you would normally eat in one sitting. So don't be like, oh, I'm going to drink this. I'm just going to add loads and loads of fruit and vegetables and everything. And it's just 24 to 30 ounces of smoothie. Not a good idea. All right. I recommend using 1 cup of the larger ingredients like fruits and vegetables. And whether you're using water, milk, non-dairy milk, whatever it is you're using, I would say 1 cup. Okay. And then when it comes to the smaller ingredients like flax seeds, chia seeds, hemp seeds, 1 to 2 tablespoons. And then a handful of vegetables, right? Grab a handful of spinach, throw it in there. That should be enough. All right, that 24-ounce, 30-ounce smoothie at the store looks tempting, but you're better off with a smaller smoothie and then a nice, tall drink of water, okay? To help quench that thirst. Wash it down with water, please. The last thing to remember, smoothies aren't the end-all to be-all meal replacement. That's all it is, a replacement or a snack or a supplement. Please do not drink smoothies all day, every day only. You still need food, all right? You still need whole foods to be able to digest. Your body needs that fiber. Your body needs the nutrients. Your body needs to be able to function. If you're just pouring liquid straight through, you're going to start to raise your sugar levels, and that's just unhealthy, and then we're really going counter to what we're trying to accomplish with the smoothie, right? We're going to end up being more unhealthy and more likely than not losing weight the way we need to. You may lose quick weight because you're only consuming liquid, but it's going to turn into high sugar levels and just an unhealthy level. All right? Well, all right, you guys. That'll wrap it up for our nutrition series. There was a total of 16 questions we covered, so if you forget any of it, please go back and listen to the other episodes so you can get a refresher. If you haven't listened to them, again, go back and listen to them. You don't need to listen to them in order, but it's probably going to be easier to do that so that you just play all of the episodes in order. Again, thanks so much for following the last couple of weeks. This is just the beginning. Every week I'm going to be releasing episodes based on nutrition, fitness. I'll definitely go into more detail with subjects so that you get the most value out of it. This first few weekly series was just kind of a introduction into what we're going to be covering. I'll also go into motivational and inspirational episodes so that when we're dealing with the stresses of life, you're struggling with whatever it is, work, personal life, your health, your mental health, your emotional health. I'll be hoping to help with that as well so that we can all support each other and encourage each other through this fun life that we all get to live. All right, so stay tuned. Like, subscribe, follow so that you always get alerted when there's a new episode so that you don't miss out. And again, if you have someone that's in your life that you think can get some value out of this, please share it with them, tag me, send them to my Instagram @Coach Adamir, and then we'll keep in touch that way. All right, so as always, have a great week. Love yourself, go be the best version of yourself, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.